We all know that old story of the tortoise and the hare, the race, the nap, the overconfidence, and yes, the moral. Slow and steady wins the race, right? But when it comes to your money, it's not really about the ribbon at the end of the finish line. It's about financial freedom, your future, and just peace of mind. So sit back and relax, ladies and gentlemen, because we are going to jump into story time today. But before we do that, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Lisa. I'm a financial advisor, and I have been for over 15 years, and I help people get to financial freedom as quickly as possible. Okay, so let's meet Harry. Harry wants to be a millionaire by Tuesday. And he is steadfast and strong, and he's grinding and he's hustling and he's putting all of his money into some new shiny investment he's researched all about on social media. And his friend told him that he's made tons of money on this. So why couldn't Harry? This is Harry's plan, and he's very excited about it. In fact, he is putting his entire paycheck into this investment because becoming a millionaire needs to happen now. Now, there's his younger sister, Tilly, who's doing things a little differently. He calls her old fashioned and boring when it comes to finance. And she really is. She watches her finances, she knows where her money goes, she's consistently investing money into the markets, having her emergency fund on the side so that she makes sure that she takes care of herself because the investments are for her future. She looks at her accounts every week, but she really doesn't make too many changes because honestly, it's well diversified and she's pretty happy with it. So that is Tilly's story. Now, at the beginning, Harry looks like a genius. He caught a lucky break on some meme stock or something like that out there, and he is just winning. He is even buying a car that he can't afford the insurance on hardly, but he is sprinting, he's happy. And he says, compound interest, that's for people who like waiting. I want to win now. Tilly, she's just walking along. She utilizes the most powerful force in the universe, which is time and consistency. Now, let's just take a scenario on what Tilly's finances could look like in 30 years. So if she was to consistently put about $500 a month away and get about a 7% rate of return annually, she would have about $600,000. And most of that wouldn't be her contribution, it'd be her interest. So that is her plan, and she's going to stick to it. Might not be millionaire status quite yet, but she's going to stick to that plan because it makes sense to her. Now, the inevitable happens, as you know, market takes a nosedive and Harry panics because he doesn't have an emergency fund and he's over leveraged. He now can't handle this dip. And he starts selling everything at the bottom because he needs money for rent of all things. He's out of the race. Tilly, she's still strolling along. At times like this, she's happy she automated her investments because really she doesn't want to look at her accounts if the markets are down, which I don't blame her. You probably should, but I don't blame her. She wants to keep trudging along and not let fear dictate how she makes her decisions on her investments. And like I said, she's old fashioned, so she has her emergency fund, so she doesn't have to worry about these investments for a long time. 20 years later, Harry is still looking for that next big thing. He hasn't learned his lesson. And he's trying to make up for lost time, but his net worth just keeps going like this, and it's inconsistent, and he's exhausted from it. Tilly, well, she's hit her goals. She's hit financial freedom at this point. She was consistent, and slow and steady wins the race, right? So, from the moral of this silly story that I'm telling you, in finance, the hare doesn't usually lose because he's too fast or because he's reckless. It's because he trips over his own ego. And it's always about the new and shiny thing. They don't want to do the old-fashioned way because that's boring. They want the new shiny thing out there. Really, to do well in finance, to get to financial freedom, you don't have to be a Wall Street wizard. You just need a few fundamentals. One is to start now. Don't overthink it. Stop making excuses. Just start saving. Maybe that means an emergency fund to start off with. Maybe that means investing. You'll have to talk to a professional to find out what's the best for you if you're not sure. Number two, be consistent. Don't just keep starting and stopping. Make sure you either set up an automated system so that you're saving, or you set up a monthly goal that you're going to try to save to and invest to. Number 3, ignore the shiny objects, ignore the noise. Just stick to your plan and keep being an observer, but don't derail what has worked for so many people. So, in the end of the day, be the tortoise, because the lettuce at the finish line tastes much sweeter if you aren't stressed out. Okay, so until next video, be safe, be strong, be kind to one another, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.